Hey everybody, it's Ted. Welcome back, and I'll give you a little bonus video here today. We'll talk about a little application. If you're on a Mac, this is a godsend if you like to program HTML. This is a program called TextExpander. It's available from a company called Smile on My Mac, and the URL for that is smileonmymac.com/textexpander. There is a free trial of this, which has a limitation on it that's perfectly usable, and I'm going to show you how I use this as a major shortcut when coding HTML, because it's all about saving time and being productive, right? So anyway, what you're going to do is download and install TextExpander. If you want to buy it, it's actually about $30, very well worth the money. Let me show you how this works. TextExpander is set up, so what I can do is I can do shortcuts on things. So let me open a text editor real quick. Let's open TextEdit. And it's things that you would, have a need for that you don't want to type out every time. So for instance, if you have a signature on an email, or you have different signatures, you could set up a little key combination that would just paste in whatever that the signature you'd want to use. Or for instance, if I'm typing a letter or something and I want to put the date in, well, what I would do is I have TextExpander set up. If I type in D-D-A-T-E, so D-date, see, it just popped it in there. I threw in August 17th, 2008. I can also do the time, T-time is 8:18. So basically you come up with a little combination and it will paste content in. It will do graphics, images, things like that. And let me show you this works. If you go up to, it puts up here on the top of my screen, there's a menu icon that it installs. And it's actually not an application, it is a preference panel. So it runs on your system here. Let me bring this up here so you can see it. And what is great about that is it will run in any application that you've got going on at that time. I believe there's a Windows equivalent of this, but not being a heavy Windows user, I use this on the Mac all the time. But anyway, what it does allows you to do is, here's all my snippets, and this is a preference pane, is what they call them. And you can see here's the time. They have some shortcuts here for things like the hour and the minute and the AM, PM, things like that. But blow all that out for a second. All that's wonderful. Quite frankly, I use it sometimes, but not a lot. But what's really cool about this is you can set this up for HTML to paste in, for instance, tags that you want to use. Here's my H1 tag. I've got a BR tag set up. I've got, all this is just, time-saving stuff here. So let me give you an example of how this works. I set mine up. Now, you do not want to set this up to be a words, because if you type, like for instance, when I want the bold tag to come up, I'd go semicolon bold. I always put a semicolon in front of all my shortcut renderings here. So because if I type the word bold and I'm just typing an email, it's going to pop a bold tag in there, and I don't want that in every application. So that's just a little mental note to myself to make it a little more hidden. But anyway, let's go over here. And the text editor that I really like to use a lot for HTML is one called TextMate. It's done by a company in England, and it's a wonderful text editor. I'll cover this in another movie. Let's create a new document right now. Let's go ahead and save this. Whoops. New document. We'll save as, I'll say this example, textedit.html. Let's just throw that on the desktop. Okay, I have a blank sheet here, right? And if you've seen the other video on how to do setup for your document type declaration and all that stuff you got to remember for XHTML, well, here's a little shortcut. If I type in semicolon HTML, wow, look at that. Pasted it all in for me at lightning speed. And I can continue to do that. Let's say that I want to, within that, I'm going to create a new layer, a div tag. So I go semicolon div, and it pops into the ID, and I'm going to call it my div. Let's drop down. Let's do another one. Let's do an unordered list. I can go semicolon UL. There's my list item 1. And I can drop down, semicolon LI. We'll pop in list item 2. I've made all these myself. There are some downloadable pre-made lists if you want to prefer to do those, but I kind of like to figure things out for myself. So look, I'm already coding a web page here, and it's just taking no time at all. I can also put in a paragraph tag, semicolon para. Oops. Puts in my paragraph tag. This is a paragraph. And if, let's say, I need some Greek copy, I don't know what the text is going to be, well, there's various websites I can go cut and paste that. But boy, at the time it takes to open Safari, go to a web page, print out 5 paragraphs of Greek text, cut, paste, go back into the other thing, quit Safari, it's just too much to do. So I've already preset it. All I did it once because it's all about saving time, remember. You can go semicolon plip for paragraph lipsum, and it already, look, formatted in p tags and everything. There you go. So anyway, so that is TextEdit. Check it out. Give it a spin. I think you're going to like it, especially if you like coding on a Mac and coding in a text editor. It makes life a breeze.